That was me. My bad. Is everyone here now? Can you hear me? Ken? Hey, are you guys all there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I somehow opened up the streaming environment twice. So I closed my camera, and it turned out that I was actually streaming in two places.
Greg, you need to stop trying to game the system here. I know with the Twitch news that came out, you're trying to increase our viewership, but this is a little extreme, okay?
All right. So wait, Goldie, can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay. All right, good. All right, let me just jump back over to our deck real quick and do this properly. I'm not going to play the intro music again, but welcome back, everybody, to the Creative Economy. This is our weekly interview series where we talk to thought leaders, domain experts, creators from across the creator economy. And we try to bring those voices here to give them an opportunity to discuss things that are interesting and happening inside the creator economy for all of you builders and creators out there at large. We do go live on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific time. You can find us on more details about the show over at created.show. It's our official show page. I guess I should bring this deck up. It's my first day. Sorry. And,
it's not your first date, Greg. Come on.
It's my first day today. And yeah, so welcome back to, this is just like going terribly today. This is like my deck won't advance. You see, like something's wrong now. Oh, come on. Everything
you can't blame it on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp right now.
Maybe there are still gremlins left over from back then. Is possible, right? Okay, there we go. Now it's clicking. All right, there we go. So welcome back, though. Yes, so we do interview. If you do want to find out more about the show or check out our future episodes, head over to created.show. It is the official show page for the Creative Economy. We also do stream live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We used to do LinkedIn, but LinkedIn's a pain in the butt to support streaming too right now. Yeah, I see Goldie laughing at that one. Twitter Spaces, which I forgot to start. I'll start that in a second, but yeah, pick your poison, whichever one is the most appropriate for you to consume content at. If you do want the longer form posts, some of our thought leadership pieces, etc., head over to creativeeconomy.com. It's our full website where you can find everything. You can also find an opportunity to put your name in the hat, to be on the show, ask questions, lots of other great things. This week, by the way, we have our friend Goldie. She will be on in a second. You can already see her over there, actually. But sorry, I'm just like today. I'm discombobulated. So just a last note on programming, though, we do a show actually 3 times a week. Ken, I need to change the slide. So on Tuesdays, we are now doing our new office hours for creators and entrepreneurs. So feel free to pop in if you're an entrepreneur and you want to get advice, or you're a creator and want to get advice on how to get unstuck with your business. Those are our created hours. On Wednesdays, obviously, is this show. And then on Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time, we also do our news show. So Creative Briefs, pop by if you want the latest creator economy news for yourself. We are Creative Economy everywhere, so feel free to give us a follow. We do appreciate all of your attention and love. We're trying to grow our YouTube channel probably the most, but we do post frequently on Flipboard. We tweet all the time, and the Twitch account still sucks. We are also doing our AMA drop. So AMA is the official social token for the Creative Economy show. So if you would like to get your own free money, just take a picture of that QR code and you can have some free money. I will literally personally be sending you some free money. So scan that QR code and you will get some
Greg
money.
will be walking to your house with his bag of digital money and dropping it off.
Small little Ziploc bags of quarters sitting on the porch. So feel free to pop by and pick up one, but just leave your name behind. If you are listening, however, you can head over to bit.ly/AMA-drop-6. It's also an opportunity to grab some AMA coin. The AMA coin ultimately is a way to show your appreciation and your interest and support of the community and all of our great guests who do come on. And we will be including more benefits for AMA coin holders over time. So every week you get a chance to get a little bit more of it. So come on by and grab some. We do also have our own Slack, which is a great place to meet other creators and to meet other founders who are building tools for creators. So feel free to pop into the Slack. It is a great place. We have a lot of fun in there, mostly making fun of Ken and challenging him to boxing matches. So if you're into that, that's also a place that you can come to.
I highly advise not doing it.
Yeah. Actually, I was trying to get that last week. My mission was to try to get that song stuck in Ken's head.
Yeah, no. Let's keep moving on. We're running out of time here. Let's focus on Goldie.
I'm pretty sure I can get that song.
No. Let's move on.
What song was it? I have to ask now.
It's the one with the neat. What is it? It's like that TikTok
it's
song.
Applebee's. Yeah. Don't Goldie. You're going to be a glutton for punishment if
I didn't want a content strike right now, I would play it. But
play it 5 times. Get all the content strikes.
Get it out of the system, right?
Get it out of your system.
We are no longer allowed on YouTube.
Without further ado, however, we do have our friend Goldie Chan with us today. And Goldie, we wanted to give you an opportunity to say hello, introduce yourself quickly before we dive into the plethora of questions that Ken.
Beautiful. So hi, I'm Goldie Chan. I'm best known for being Greg's friend, truly. I think that's really the only thing I'm known for. But a couple of other smaller, lesser known things about me is I was one of the top video creators on LinkedIn, a LinkedIn top voice. I also write for Forbes on storytelling and personal branding in the digital age. And now I am head of community at Lightrix, which is a really cool award-winning group of apps.
Yes, that's very big news and new news, actually. So we will dive into that.
News.
Well, I mean, that's a nice little segue. Although, Goldie, I really don't think you want to be leveraging your clout as saying you're best known as Greg's friend. I mean,
friend of Greg.
Look at what it's going Ken.
Let's be clear. Like, I have known this guy for a while too, and like. It just feels like it's a you dive that when you dive down a rabbit hole or you dig yourself too deep. This is kind of like one of those things where it's like,
am I the hole or dirt that came out?
Both. You're both.
Well, I think it's when you categorize yourself like that, then others who are also known as friends of Greg then know that you can come together like a support group. So it's really for that reason that you say it out, you say it to the universe.
Well,
so
Goldie,
others know.
Goldie, we actually have trademarked a name for it. It's called. If you're welcome to join, it's a club that's called Masochists. So feel free to be a part of it. It's open membership.
Is this a Slack or Discord or?
It's all of
we have a Discord for that, honestly, because Discord is where Masochists would go. So, yeah.
But I mean,
I was just going to say, just for the backstory. So I actually became a LinkedIn Live streamer creator. I didn't even know this was a word actually until around the time I met Goldie. And like almost 3 years ago, was it probably, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while. In ancient times for sure. LinkedIn Live still sucked back. However, so you take it for what
I am publicly just laughing at all these and not making any commentary. So,
like, here's the thing: I want it to be good. Like, it's just really hard to stream to. But yeah, no, it was interesting because I remember going to I think it was VidCon like 3 years ago or something like that, and it was the first time they had a LinkedIn Live track. Or sort of like a mini meetup group or something, like some kind of like sub programming inside of it. And, I'd seen Goldie streaming all the time and I was like, oh, I hope I get to meet her. And then we ended up hanging out and it was like a totally great to meet. Like, it was a very small community back then. There weren't a lot of people that were actually like active LinkedIn streamers. And Goldie was one of the earliest.
I would still argue that the number of active live streamers on LinkedIn as a platform, for all the reasons you said before, Greg, is still very, very small compared to all the other platforms. In fact, I feel like maybe the only other platform that has fewer streamers and one that I really like is Twitter, right? With Twitter Spaces, yeah. I feel like that's definitely, this is a great time to remind you, Greg, to do that. Yeah, I think Twitter Spaces, if I had more time in the day, so maybe 12 more hours and I just didn't sleep and then I could work in those 12 hours, I would definitely be doing a couple of shows on Twitter Spaces because it's super cool. I will say this very publicly, I'm anti-Clubhouse. And so to me, I'm very excited that there is a competitor in the space for it. So,
well,
Yeah.
there goes all my Clubhouse questions for you. As
I feel free to ask me them. You know, I have a profile on there, so people stop asking me to make a profile on Clubhouse.
So
That's awesome.
I guess this opened up a couple of lines of possible questions here that, you know, I think. Why don't we start off with your latest news, right? Greg had brought this up earlier. I mean, you're now part of Lightrix. What is that? What do you do there? And like, what can we look forward to seeing from Lightrix as a result?
Cool. So, I just actually looked at Twitter because I was like, oh, Greg mentioned me while naming a space. And I'm like, I want to retweet this, but I can't because this is one of the things about spaces. So
Yes.
I will. I'm
So
literally doing this live, and then I will also answer this live.
The life of creators.
Come listen with me at Greg. Greg. And whoop.
Oh, whoa. There's like all
you,
of these
Ken.
new buckets in here. Co-hosts and
I'm so excited. Okay, so I just tweeted that out because I had to do that. So I recently joined as their head of community. Really excited to join Lightrix. They're best known for two of their apps, Video Leap and Facetune. And Video Leap is a really easy video editor. And Facetune, of course, has its own set of interesting controversies, as do a lot of face editing apps. But essentially, it's a selfie app that you can then put cool backgrounds and all this other awesome stuff behind. And as their head of community, one of the things that I'm looking at is whenever you have a group of apps that falls under one company, how do you unify the audiences between all of those different apps? So that's one of the main things that I'm thinking about right now. I think I'm about 8 days into my role. So this may change over time. I'm day 9. Who knows what could happen? So,
But I mean, previously you ran your own company as a consultancy agency of sorts. But what convinced you to go in-house to an app developer, kind of focused on this type of stuff?
All right, you're going to laugh at this answer. I have 2 words for you. Are you ready?
If one of the words is Greg, I don't want to hear it.
How did you know? No, Greg held a gun to just kidding now. The 2 words which might surprise you are actually Marie Kondo. So I went down a huge Marie Kondo spree. I did a big tidying of, my workspace, my live stream space, my life. I Marie Kondoed everything. I KonMaried is the term, I guess. A bunch of different things that were happening in my life. And what came out of that, I think, especially after last year, was, what I really want to do is go back in-house. I want to try doing that again because it's been a while. And I think it would be interesting to try to be part of a team where you have, honestly, maybe greater resources than you do when you're consulting. But also, I think it was something that I talked to with a few of my mentors, and they thought it would be a really interesting thing for me to also go back in-house and try that again, because I am a serial entrepreneur. Just some of us are built that way.
We're broke that way.
We're broke that way. I think that's the best way to say it, Greg. But it is, I think, helpful sometimes to go back in-house, right? So you remember that when you are building as an entrepreneur, this is what you're building towards, is all of these employees who are working together really well to make a bigger picture happen. Because I think when you're an entrepreneur, you're all the employees, right? So you're everyone doing everything all at once. And it's really interesting to be a piece in the puzzle as opposed to all the puzzles, but you're missing pieces in this puzzle.
Right, right. I have a question, I guess, related to this. You've been a pretty prolific creator as well. Do you imagine that sort of changing, like in this function, or will you still be doing sort of your own, like creation on your own, or like, is creation part of like sort of the job itself?
So it's going to be an interesting balance, right? Because when you're working a real job, where you have real work to do, that's not just like, and this is of course work, being on camera is definitely work, but my job title isn't host at Light Tricks, right?
Right.
So I'm doing a ton of strategy work. And when you're doing strategy work, you just don't have as much time to create content. So I'm still creating content here and there, but it's obviously not as much as when I did literally daily videos on LinkedIn. And then on top of that, I was doing live streams on LinkedIn. I need to have sleep at night. And so part of that, I don't think that I could do all this edited video content, live stream content, do a proper, senior level position at a startup, and all these other things. So I am trying to Marie Kondo a little bit and prioritize things that are important.
Sure, makes sense. I mean, in the community function, I guess there is always some content, right? Like engaging with your community. So probably a little different. By the way, can you tell everyone a little bit more about that? Because I know how many days in a row did you actually do your daily show or post?
So I did my daily show. I did daily edited videos for over 800 days in a row.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
so
we barely could get this one started once.
Yeah. So if you think about it, I mean, the first videos I did in 2017 were shot on an iPhone 5, right? They were shaky selfie videos because I didn't know that you could buy things like stabilizers. I wasn't a video creator. I wasn't a video editor. I just was somebody who wanted to create content for fun. So I thought for a month in 2017, I was just going to create content for fun. And then I was going to get my next job, right? I just left a head of marketing job. I was just like, I'm going to create some content on branding and marketing, and then we're going to go back into the craziness. And that was 2017 until now. So it took from 2017 till now for me to get another job. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. I've had a few job offers since then, but it's never felt like the right time to go back in-house. I think that's the funny thing about consulting, right? Is as soon as you are running a successful agency, folks want you to go back in-house. And you're like, no, I'm running a successful agency. Why would I ever go back in-house? But 2020 was a crazy year. So
no, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, if you kind of love what you're doing, I mean, why would you change that to do something else? And I think where people want to bring you in-house is because they value what you have and they want to kind of monopolize it for themselves, and as opposed to allowing you to share that wealth of knowledge with other people, with other companies, their competitors. But I mean, this is, can we keep the answer short? Because like, I think what's happening is like you're opening up so many other lines of questions here.
By the way, we've been working for years to try to keep Ken in his house. So.
I feel like this is like we're splitting the timeline here with, if anyone that's seen Loki, it's like the time variants are about to come out of the woodwork and like, destroy me here because you're opening up so many different questions. But Goldie, let's talk about the fact that you created content for, what was it, 800 days straight?
Yep.
Yeah. And primarily your avenue of choice was LinkedIn, right?
100% it was LinkedIn. So I wouldn't even say primarily. It was LinkedIn. It was very uncool.
No, but I mean, you look at the timeliness of those type of things now. Why did you choose LinkedIn over Facebook, YouTube? I mean, if you're a live streamer,
Twitch.
if you're creating video comment, yeah, why like those were a lot bigger and a lot like that was the status quo back then, or the de facto thing you had to do. It still is. But why LinkedIn? What was that? What was it that kind of like, holy crap, this is something I want to do?
You know, I got into the LinkedIn video beta and I just started making videos. And I'll tell you, I actually lost a ton of friends in 2017 who got so angry at me for making a terrible life choice about creating videos on LinkedIn. They're like, you can't monetize. This is going nowhere. You're wasting your life. It's, you know, it's like when you watch that friend who plays video games all day and you're like, this is going nowhere. You're wasting your life. And they become a huge Twitch star because they're streaming video games on Twitch. So that was me with LinkedIn. I'm like eating chips and making videos on LinkedIn. And my friends are just like, oh my gosh, get a real job, please. Or at least, you know, if you're making this content, air quotes, you should be on Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, because I think those were the three main ones at the time that really came up. And I'll say Facebook video also kind of had a resurgence during that time. So literally 3 months in, people were like, you should at least be on Facebook. Everything was, you should at least be on this less terrible idea of a platform than LinkedIn. Right. And I don't know why, but it's probably because I'm stubborn. And that's the hallmark truly of an entrepreneurial spirit, is for 2 years, I just ignored what everyone else said, even when I wasn't monetizing at all. Like, it literally wasn't bringing me money. I was doing consulting, but it wasn't necessarily those videos that were bringing me the consulting roles. It was my previous work. And I just stubbornly, you know, I built, it was hilarious because I built a consultancy also then off of these videos that I was doing on branding and marketing. And people suddenly were like, oh, great, let's hire you for the stuff you're talking about in these terrible, grainy, shaky videos that you're doing on LinkedIn, because no one else is doing terrible, shaky, grainy videos on LinkedIn.
So it had nothing to do with the, like, that you did it on LinkedIn because that's where your professional network is, and that's kind of the content that you wanted to come across. It was just more like, hey, let's buck the trend and go forward, and I want to see where this goes.
I think you should do something either really, really stupid or pretty stupid, and that's how you gain a following, right? And that's what I did. I did something actually really, really, really stupid. Instead of growing on YouTube or these other platforms, and now I have tiny channels on various platforms just because people keep asking for them. I did my entire life
Shankman, our friend, will be joining us on the 27th. John Allen from Lava Social Audio on the 3rd of November. And then we're booked all the way through December 15th. So feel free to come by. We will have a holiday party, by the way.
Wait, we will?
In the middle of December. Ken, now you weren't supposed to hear about that. But we will have a holiday party. Ken's not invited. So
Wow.
everyone, we will see you soon. Be well. Ken, I will talk to you soon.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody. And it's been a pleasure. All righty. Oh, I'm not even using the right camera now to see. So it's just today. Give me a break today.